Hello, it's Steve with CarSmart in Niagara Falls, and we've got a lovely trade-in that we just took in recently. 2010 Toyota Venza. Now this is the 4-cylinder all-wheel drive premium model, very well equipped. Leather interior, panoramic roof, big 19-inch wheels with excellent tires on it. It's been rust-proofed 2 different ways with electronic module as well as crown rust-proofed. And it's been really in one family since new. It was originally bought in Brockville at Thousand Islands Toyota by the last owner's father, who passed away a few years back, and came to him through the estate. And again, they just upgraded to a newer vehicle for his wife, and this is a real nice shape. It's a 2010, it's a 4-cylinder, 2.7 liter. Which is again 182 horsepower, 182 pound-feet of torque, so plenty of power, even for a nice mid-sized wagon like this. It is all-wheel drive, so very good for winter time. These big 19-inch wheels are sort of covered in Toyo Celsius. The Celsius 2 is an all-weather steel-belted radial. You can see those are almost brand new. I believe it was just last year you bought them, so not a lot of mileage on them. With these new all-weather tires, you don't need snow tires. These are rated for winter use. They'll save you the discount that you get from your insurer for having winter tires without the hassles of storing and putting them on and off seasonally. You can see it has like a nice Toyota bug and sort of stone protector on the hood. It's got the projector beam headlights, fog lights down below. See that big dual panel panoramic roof. We'll get a better look at it from inside, but there's 2 roofs to it. It has individual sliding sunshades. Of course, the mirrors, the wing mirrors here, are heated and power adjustable from inside. These are also what they call a breakaway design, so if they get bumped, in a parking lot, then it's not going to do any damage. Down below, you'll see things like nice big heavy-duty splash guards for all 4 corners. Down on the lower section of the doors, you'll also see this cladding. This protective cladding wraps around and sort of mates up with a protective cladding that's all over what's called the rocker panels down below. And you'll see a nice big pinch seal keeping moisture out. These little plugs, again, talked about rust proofing, crown rust proofing, has been done on this car several times, and you'll see them through the box sections of the rocker panels and inside doors and all those areas where you can't get to normally without drilling. Windows themselves have what they call a solar tint through the front. Okay, and solar tint is sort of a light UV reducing tint. We also have heated what they call wiper park. So where the wipers sit on the lower glass, these are heated to defrost, de-ice the wipers in wintertime when snow and ice can build up on them. Got a deep factory privacy tint in the rear. Integrated sort of spoiler in the back. That rooftop sort of whip antenna. It also includes what they call a dual diversity antenna within that antenna, and that helps improve actually the radio reception, especially in downtown areas with tall buildings. Rear wiper washers, you can see, backup camera lens, and it's got a Toyota trailer hitch on it. Now, I was doing some research. The 2.5 liter like this, with all set up with Toyota trailer towing, is rated for 2,500 pounds. For light-duty towing, includes a 4-pin flat plug. But for most smaller trailers, smaller boats, that's going to do. You don't need the big V6, and of course that's going to save you fuel economy in the long run. You've got a locked fuel door. There's an inside release. Important to note that these just run on regular gas, no need for premium fuel. It's got a keyless remote entry system with a panic alarm. Flip open the doors and you'll see ivory interior. The exterior is called a sunset bronze metallic, so nice, very nice color. Different, you see so many silvers and grays and blacks and whites and whatnot in parking lots. It's sometimes hard to distinguish vehicles these days. You've got that sort of nice, sort of a faux wood grain trim inside, but of course power locks. This is your safety lockout for your power windows, so you can cancel the other 3 power windows if you have kids sitting in those positions. But again, one-touch power windows for all situations. Door courtesy lamps, nice big pockets for storage, and you can see sort of tall sleeves there for tall cans or water bottles. And it's a full leather interior, so this is again an upgrade from the standard cloth interior. You can see the sunroofs here. Now I've got the shade drawn on the front one there, but You've got two roofs. Front roof actually tilts as well as sort of retracts and slides over the back roof. The back roof always stays fixed in its position it is there to, and again, it allows more light into the car and really makes it a much more airy cabin. So nice leather seating, which you can see the black piping on there. These are impact absorbing active head restraints. We have side impact airbags within the bolsters of the seats. We have curtain airbags extending over both front and rear. Dual front airbags for driver and passenger, plus a driver's knee airbag. So 9 airbags in total. You know, you get, again, you go through the litany of safety features that Toyota design in, but it all starts with really impact absorbing safety cells. So you've got crumple zones front and rear, big heavy duty pipes in within the doors to, again, help prevent intrusion from side impacts, high strength steel through all the pillars, double steel roofs that are all reinforced. You know, they'll actually hold over 2.5 times their weight on the roof, which is very important in a rollover type off-road situation. Down below here you've got your parking brake, your hood release, power door off switch. So again, it sort of deactivates the power rear tailgate, which operates right from this switch here. Power windows, vehicle stability assist or control. It's really a combined system of both anti-skid control plus all-speed traction control. So it's always on unless you elect to turn it off. So there's very few situations where you don't want that, but that is possible. Handy little storage bin, coin holder, flips up. You've got both tilt and telescopic steering wheel down below here, so you can certainly adjust that. Now it's important to note you've got a 10-way power adjustable seat on the driver's side, so you got all the height adjustment, tilt forward and back for the front and rear, the seat independent, power reclining, and a power lumbar support. Passenger seat, a little less so. It's an 8-way power seat, so it still has the, it doesn't give you the lift control, but it gives you the all the other, and including a power lumbar as well. Leather wrap steering wheel. You've got cruise control here, voice control, and of course Bluetooth hands-free phone, and it also has Bluetooth streaming. So you know, once you've paired your cell phone, you can elect to use it as a media source as well to stream either downloaded music from your phone or your iPad, and or you know, streaming services if you use Apple Music or Amazon Music, Spotify, etc. So you can access all those through music streaming. You've got your volume controls, mode and station and track selection all up on the steering wheel. Get a nice leather wrapped wheel. Over on the left sort of pod here we've got all the headlight controls. Of course we do have an automatic headlight control. Of course I have them on now manually in the daytime just for display. Of course that's your fog lights. And then if we go to the other side we see our signal lights. So variable delay for the front, you know, anywhere from sort of about 1 to 10 second delay, a fixed intermittent cycling and rear wiper washer, front wiper washer, all on stock. And then Toyota's really developed this, what they call Optitron lighting. This was originally developed for Lexus, and then it's sort of migrated into all the premium Toyota models over the years, but it's a real nice, clean, backlit LED system. Of course, you've got a full gauge instrumentation with tachometer, speedometer, your odometer, and you'll see there 209,498 is the current kilometers. Very well serviced, and I'll show you the Carfax history in a moment that documents that. Of course, fuel gauge, your engine temperature, and then there's a raft of warning lights. You know, of course, high beam warning, headlights on and off, all that sort of stuff, seatbelt warning. Then up and down here vertically is your transmission position indicator. So it's a 6-speed overdrive automatic with this 4-cylinder engine, and you'll see the shifter up here right in the console, and it has what they call both the normal drive mode, a sport mode, and then sequential shifting. So when we go into the sequential shifting mode, you'll see below where it says S, the 4, you know, that's your transmission position. So you can upshift and downshift. I'm sort of moving that shifter stock up and down to show you that there now. But again, it just gives you the ability to manually shift through the 6 gears, you know, whether that's a downshift for passing, downshift for engine braking if you're going down a steep wintry slope and you want to use the engine to slow down as opposed to applying brakes. So lots of different options there. Up top here, it's a really bright day, so it's kind of difficult to see here, but you'll see the display up top there. That's a multifunction display that gives you your temperature display, outside ambient temperature, of course digital clock. And then when you go through the setup menu, which is all through the set of mode button here, you can go through all your different trip computer stuff as well. Then it also includes a full color backup camera. And then we've got, of course, your radio here. Up top again, you'll see more info, reset. Again, these are also for the upper control unit. And then you've got a CD player, AM, FM with satellite radio. And it also has, again, Bluetooth streaming, as mentioned earlier. So again, you can stream directly from your phone. The CD player will play not only store-bought CDs, but MP3, WMA. These would be homemade or burned CDs that you may have done off a home computer, with your own music selection. So if you still have those, you can certainly use that in this system as well. So you can see all your radio buttons here, and disc player, auxiliary, scanning, etc. Then we get into our climate control. So this has a nice cold air conditioning. It's working nice and good. We've got down below here your AC on and off. We've got fresh air versus recirculation with this button here. Defrosting for rear, defrosting for front. And then we got individual temperature control, so we can select drivers and passengers with separate temperature modes. Of course, your fan speed is through this little rocker switch, and then the mode goes through all the different combinations of airflow. One touch turns everything off, and you'll see push to sync. So if I push the passenger to sync, it's going to sync to the driver's side setting, so you'll have sort of equal temperature zones on both sides. Below that, you see a multi-stage heated seats. We won't need that today on this hot summer day, but again, it's variable stages for heating. And then this is kind of cool. I just sort of popped my phone in there to show you. I've got an iPhone 13 there, but again, it's a handy little phone holder. Some of the newer phones that are really big won't fit here, but it's really ingenious how they've done this. There's a little port down below, so this allows you to sort of plug in your phone, and your cable can come down here and plug right into the USB port for both media input as well as charging. Right? And then you do have an auxiliary audio input. These are iPod compatible. If you still have an iPod using it, no problem with this one. You've got a 12-volt power plug. And I like what they've done here. You've got a sliding center armrest, nicely covered in leather. Oops, I got my pen in here. Move that. But there's a little slot here as well, which you could use for phone storage if it's a larger phone, cup holders. Now this slides forward and aft. The armrest folds up, and you'll see again the sliding sort of tray there. Lots of space inside. And then, as mentioned, you've got all the access to your plugs and up front, and say deep storage that runs the full length of the center console. So again, very clever the way that's engineered. Moving up top to the rear view mirror, we've got a built-in, I can see it there, northwest heading, but that's a compass. And then we've got auto dimming for the rear view mirror. If we just flip up to the overhead console switches, you'll see 3 buttons here. These are what they call home link or universal garage door openers. This flips down and gives you sort of storage for driving glasses, sunglasses, your various lighting controls. Right now it's sort of on that center switch for door switching, so as soon as I open the door, you can see of course lights turn on and then quickly fade out, and that goes for the rear doors as well. And then we have 2 controls here for the power moonroof. So let me just sort of open up that front one there now. Right now we had it tilted, and then this sort of switch opens it right up for open air driving. There's a sort of a flip up deflector on the front edge that helps reduce sort of wind turbulence inside. Two taps shuts it all the way, and then you've got a manual closing of that one, and then there's also a separate sliding closure for the rear sunshade. Overhead, both visors are illuminated, with this again all controlled by the sliding door cover. Of course that swings around, gives you that extra coverage, and a nice big glove compartment, lots of space in there. in behind that glove box is the cabin filter location, because this dual zone automatic climate control air conditioning is not only CFC free or environmentally friendly, but it has an in-cabin filter that filters out dust and pollen, any other allergens, so really important for those especially with allergies. And of course we've got all the books and manuals here. We've got 3 keys total, so I've got one in the ignition there, a second master key, and the master keys have, of course, the keyless entry, power door opening, panic alarm, and then there's the third original valet key, so all very complete. Anti-theft wheel lock key is there as well. And here's our Carfax history. So 31 service records over its lifetime. Now there was one minor claim last year. You'll see here on the front bumper, July of 2025, $3,135, so minor damage with another vehicle. So the front bumper has been repainted. Again, these things happen, and in this day and age, actually $3,000 isn't a whole lot. So oftentimes you see collisions running, $10,000, $15,000. Those are ones where you're getting into structural damage to the rad supports and everything else, and obviously much more serious. So 3K accident certainly doesn't faze me at all. We have, again, going back to safety systems, talked about the airbags. Of course, you've got height adjustable seat belts. You can see the little height adjuster there with what they call collision pretensioning. Now, I'm going to have to pause the video for a moment. I have a client that's just rolled in. We'll be back in a moment to finish this off. Okay, apologies for the break. So we're back going into the rear of the car. Of course, a couple of things I could point out. One, a child protector door lock. So when that switch is flipped down, it deactivates the inside handle, so little ones can't open the doors unintentionally, obviously. So it has to be opened from the outside handle. Of course, your power door lock switch, rear speakers. Again, it's a 6-speaker audio, and again, it's got a little bit of storage, and then again, a nice tall sleeve for water bottles, drinks, etc. Seat back storage pockets, heat and air conditioning vents, not only through the console but also underneath both of the front seats. Center armrest console with sort of drink holders that flips up, and of course you've got a sort of a full flat rear seat in sort of a 60-40 fashion, and that can also be opened from the inside. So trunk can be opened several ways. There's a sort of a soft touch control just on the underside here that'll open it up. And then we have a power closing, of course, with that little switch up top. Retractable and removable cargo cover. And then these levers here, there's one on each side that flip and fold those rear seat backs. So again, there's multiple ways to fold them down. Of course, cargo illumination lamp. It's got the full Toyota cargo sort of liner, as well as a trunk mat to help insulate. Down below here is all your spare tire. You can see the wheel lock keys. Cargo net. There's a third, there's 3 of these throughout the vehicle, but a third one in the back here. This is real handy for travel coolers. Now the cargo cover pops out as well, so it really opens up a huge amount of space there for extra closing. Closing the trunk again, just a quick tab there. Inside release for the fuel door. Again, these just run on regular gas, so no need for premium or mid-grade fuels. There's your gas cap release down below. All the floor mats are with it as well. And so we go back to the front hood. Of course, we mentioned that cargo cover there. Now open this up, and you'll see the 2.7 liter engine. So Toyotas have really built their reputation on these 4-cylinder engines. They're dual overhead cam with variable valve timing with intelligence. That's what that sort of VVTI stands for. Again, I believe I said it earlier, it's 186 horsepower, I think it was, and lots of similar pound-feet of torque, all through a 6-speed overdrive automatic transmission. Easy to work on, easy to service, very, very popular throughout. Again, a brand new battery under hood. It's got 2 layers of rust proofing protection. That's like an electronic rust control module, as well as both inside here you'll see rust proofing plugs. This has been crown rust proofed on several different occasions, so body is really, really good. See, there was that previous accident, so there is some minor repaint on the front bumper, but I believe the accident was on this side. Again, $3,000 claim or $3,100 claim is not a major amount in today's collision world. So again, I have full confidence in the car, and I'm sure you will too. This is in nice shape for its age. Thanks for watching.